What's up everyone? Today I wanted to talk about touring and how you can do it too, easily. And when I say easy, I mean the steps are easy to follow. I don't mean easy as in you'll have your first tour booked tomorrow. You're still gonna have to put in the work, obviously. And for the record, I'm not talking about a professional tour or even a semi-professional tour. I'm talking about DIY touring. The one where you rent a van, you drive to the venue, maybe have a meal there if you're lucky, and if the booker prepared that for you. You play the show, you check out the other bands, very important. And then you'll probably sleep at the booker's place or whatever. And then the next day you start traveling and do it all again. If you're, say, in Europe, this tour can mean 3, 4, or maybe 5 countries. If you're in the US, you can apply the same principles of this video, but just think of states instead of countries. Now, I come from hardcore music, right? So I'm speaking from personal experience from that scene. And I even believe that in hardcore or as a hardcore band, it's maybe even a little bit easier to book your first DIY tour because DIY is very much part of that scene, right? So every local scene will have one or more bookers maybe. And I don't think it's like that in other, genres and stuff. Still, I think everything from this video applies to other genres as well. So like I said, I truly believe that anyone can book their first tour within like a year. Anyone. Truly, I truly believe that if you put in the work. I wanted to structure the video in 2 big parts, where the first part is the prerequisites or the requirements that you need to meet or that your band needs to meet in order to, be able to book your first tour. And then the second part are the actual steps that I think you should take to book that first tour, to actually do it. Or at least the steps we took with our band when we were booking our first tour. And if it worked for us, then it's going to work for you too, 100%. There's a few things I believe your band should have before you start booking your first tour. 1, you need to have a logo. I mean, this one kind of goes without saying, but having a logo is pretty much required to be able to book a tour. It'll make you look more professional, obviously. And your local scene is probably full of creative people that can make a logo for you for relatively cheap. Or maybe there's talent in your own band. You're creative people, you're in a band, chances are you can also whip up something, create a logo yourselves. Number 2, you need to have music out on the internet. It's 2026, and unless you already have a network of people that you know from, previous projects or whatever, bookers probably won't know about you or your band yet. Later in the video, we'll speak about how to find and approach bookers. But when you do, you'll need to be able to offer them something they can check out. Whether that's Bandcamp, Spotify, or another streaming platform, you need to be able to give them something or somewhere they can go and check out your music. So I believe you need to have at least, say, 3 songs out. So that can be a demo or maybe a 5-song EP, More music is better, but I think 3 songs is a good, spot to aim for as a minimum requirement. And sure, there's bands that can go on tour without having released any music, but chances are they already have a network either from previous projects or just from going to every show ever, and that's awesome. But for the sake of this video, let's say 1 3-song demo out at the least. Oh, and the music should be good too. You shouldn't just half-ass your recording and expect things to just happen, right? I mean, in this day and age, the competition is huge. There's so many great bands out there, and most of them have the means to have at least a decent recording as well. So make sure you really stand behind the music you make and release. Next, you need some online presence. And here too, I can imagine there's some hardcore or punk subcultures where they actually praise you for not having an Instagram profile or whatever. But generally speaking, it's gonna be a little bit easier if you do have that. Again, bookers that don't know you will check out your music and maybe your Instagram profile. And if you have, say, 80 followers on there, maybe the booker will assume it's not quite worth it to book your band yet, because they're thinking maybe if your band can persuade more than 80 people from your local area to follow the band, why should anyone else outside of that region care? I think 400 or 500 followers is a good ballpark, a goal to work with and to set for yourself before you start booking your first tour. Next, you need to have live experience. I think this goes without saying, but you can't really expect your very first show to be part of a tour, right? I believe some experience is required. You don't need to play super professional or perfect, but it has to look like you know what you're doing at least, and that you're having fun doing it. If all the band members are looking at each other and wondering what comes next, or you're all staring down at your instruments and not really moving at all, that's not a show, that's a rehearsal. So move a little and make it look like you know what you're doing. And next, you need to have some content. I don't think this one is 100% required, but again, it'll definitely help to have some form of content on your Instagram page or whatever. If you have a few reels on there from past shows or whatever, the booker can check them out and kind of see what the vibe is if your band is playing. If you ask all of your friends to just film your show every time they come see you on their phone and they send you all of those videos, you'll be sitting on a ton of footage even after only a handful of shows. And you can make some cool edits with them, right? You can make like a mini 1-minute music video and edit it to one of the songs you recorded. And even if you don't feel like doing that, It's 2026. People value authenticity, and all those edits aren't even necessary. You can just upload a POV video of someone in the crowd filming your show, and that'll work just fine. So that's it for the requirements. And I think all of those are very achievable. If you're watching this video, chances are you're already in a band, and you already meet most of these anyway. Right, now on to the next half of the video, which is the steps to take in order to book that first tour. And these are the exact steps we took to book our first tour, so I'm sure there's multiple ways to go about this. But these steps are just the steps that I know work because they've obviously worked for us, right? So before you go on a 9 or 10 day tour, it's probably a good idea to do a weekender first. This way you'll kind of get the feel of what it's like on the road with your bandmates. You know, maybe you hate each other after 3 days, you know? Everyone reacts different to sleep deprivation, and trust me, there will be a lack of sleep. So maybe you'll be happy you only booked 3 days instead of 9 or 10, right? So yeah, start with a weekender. They're basically the same as a tour, just fewer days, and weekdays are generally more difficult to book than days in the weekend, right? So how do you book that first weekender then? Now, the way I would go about it is book your very first show abroad on a Saturday. Just one. And it's really not that hard. If you meet all the requirements we just talked about, and say you live in France, just try to find one show in Germany. If you live in Germany, maybe try to find one show in Belgium or in the Netherlands. How? It's really simple, actually. Since you've probably been playing shows for a while now, you kind of know bands that are at a similar level as you are, or maybe a little bit higher, either from your own country or one of the neighboring countries, doesn't really matter. Now what you want to do is you go to their Instagram pages and you look for posters of shows they did. And then you're going to try to figure out who booked that show. Either the name will be on the poster, or they're tagged somewhere, or they're collaborator on the post, and you try to find the pages of the booking agencies that put up these shows. Now, very often they'll have an email address in their bio, in which case you'll send them an email, and if they don't have that, you can just DM them. And then I'd send them something along the lines of, "Hi, my name is this from this band, we play this genre, and I saw a reel of one of your shows and I thought it looked super sick, so I was just wondering if maybe you'd want to have us for your next edition or for your next event or whatever." You can find our music by clicking the link below here if you're curious. Have a good one, your name, your band name, and that's really it. You don't say a specific date or anything yet. You keep your options open. Most of these fests will happen on a Saturday anyway. So I think we sent that message to, I don't know, 5 to 10 bookers maybe. And then one of them agreed to have us at their show. And for us, it was a Friday, so we had to find the Saturday and Sunday. But ideally, you have that Saturday locked in so you can build around it. Now, once you have that Saturday booked, assume you can play the Sunday in your own country, or you'll figure that out later. And we'll talk about the Sunday in a bit. But since you have that Saturday show logged in, now what you have is where you live and the location of the show that you're playing. You have this route, right? And what you want to do is just go in the middle, in between those two dots on the map, right? And in that region, you try to find a booker that can have you for a show on Friday. Now at this point, it's maybe a good idea to get a bit more organized. You're going to repeat that process of finding shows in that area, bands that played in that area, and you try to collect as many bookers as possible. Maybe you save them in an Excel sheet or a notes app or whatever. Now you'll message all those bookers. There's this little trick that you can use. This time you'll edit the previous message and you'll say, "I'm X from this band, we play that genre, and we're doing a tour and we only need one more show to complete the tour." And then you give the date of that Friday before your show. The reality is you've only booked one show so far, but by framing it this way, it comes across differently, right? For the booker, you're not a new band asking for a show. You're now a band from another country that is doing a tour and needs one more date, and they can help you fill that. Comes across more professional, right? So we've noticed that trick of kind of framing it that way, it really helps to get you started on your first weekend. So then for Sunday, you can either repeat that same process and do it the same way, or maybe you just ask a local booker in your home to do a matinee show in the afternoon, or maybe even set up a Sunday show yourself. Now you do need to realize sometimes you need to contact quite a few bookers before your first weekender is completely booked. I think in our case, for that first weekender we must have contacted like 15 or maybe even 20 bookers. But once 2 of them agreed to have you, apart from the Saturday that was already locked in, then that's it, and you have your first 3-show weekender booked. Then I think it's a good idea to repeat that process a few times. You know, do a few more weekenders. Maybe sometimes try to revisit the same country you already went to, so that people that saw you that first time can catch your band a second time. That's basically how you get your name out in that region, right? And then maybe you can try 4 days and add a Thursday to it. Then maybe 5 days to the Wednesday. And after that, You know, I would say you have enough experience to book your first full tour, 8, 9, 10 days or whatever. It's the exact same principle as a weekender. It's just more days and weekdays, which are a bit more difficult to find, obviously. And another tip for those weekdays is maybe try to find shows in bigger cities for days during the week. People might want to drive to a shithole in the middle of nowhere to watch 5 bands on a Saturday, but they probably won't really feel like doing that for only 2 or 3 bands on a Tuesday. And if you're playing in a bigger city on a Tuesday, well, there's more people there, so also more chances of people showing up to your show on that Tuesday. Now, the longest tour I've done was only 9 days. So if you thought this video was going to be about, 3-4 week long tours, then I'm sorry to disappoint you. I did mention DIY touring at the start, and that kind of implies it's not weeks on end, right? Now the video is getting kind of long, so I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. However, I also wanted to talk about the financial side of DIY touring, but maybe I'll keep that for another video. Maybe let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. Leave a like if you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.